I used to think dynamic range was the cinema spec. If you had that, you had the edge. I have come to realize that only dork muffins eat dynamic range for breakfast.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Okay, a bit of a ranty episode today. We'll do some tests. I will switch into the most dynamic range we could ever have. In fact, I watched one video that was all about dynamic range from Chagall. What the hell happened to you, by the way? Makes the best videos ever made, and then I like to disappear and do real work. I'm filming for clients and making money. Ooh, look at my money, Mr. Camera Boy. So like, he makes this one video and he's like, all about dynamic range, and it's funny because he was saying like, it doesn't really matter much, dynamic range. It's like, you're grading it anyway, you're crushing the files, like who cares? But towards the end, he was like, but if you really want dynamic range, the best and cheapest options are the Fuji X-H2S and the Canon C70. And it was like, those were like DJI sensor, and Fuji films in like 14-bit or something, and it's like way more dynamic range. So I'm like, that's all I heard. I was like, I'll be back. Went to the Canon C70 store. That doesn't exist. And I bought myself one and a Fuji X-H2S, and I was like, cinema's mine, bitch. And I tested them, first the R5 II and the Z6 III, and Fuji crushed them both, and Canon crushed the Fuji. So he was right, and that was the most dynamic range ever. But is that the cinema spec? There's something else to that. It's not just, oh my God, I have more dynamic range, therefore this is more cinematic. So DJI Pocket 4P is coming in to this conversation with 17 stops. So it has more dynamic range than my Fuji. But if you ever did a side-by-side, I swear I'll do it one day, if I ever get my hands on one. You're gonna see that the Fuji looks super cinematic and awesome, and the DJI looks like a pocket phone bitch. And you're not cinematic at all. I was just clickbaited into another video. Brandon Lee was like, most cinematic pocket cam, period. I'm like, okay, let's see. I'm like, I see a bunch of very clean looking horses, and like, that looks happy and fun. I'm not seeing the cinema, where's the noise grain? That's not how you say that. Film grain, bitch. I'll have a LUT pack before you can even think of not clicking on it. So it's like, it wasn't cinematic. It was well shot and perfect. Brilliant, good for you. I skipped half of it because I was so out of the movie theater by then, couldn't even taste popcorn if I tried. So right now we're just on the Fuji X-H2S with the 23mm 1.4, little glimmer glass on there. Should have took that off just to make a point, but I didn't, I forgot. Now let's switch to F-Log 2C, which is like the most dynamic range ever. F-Log 1 already was super high dynamic range, A7S III level for full frame. And then they came out with a second version, F-Log 2. And then C just made the reds a little less saturated, un-Panasonic-like. So let's switch to it and increase our dynamic range. Let's see how much better we get. So now, we have way more dynamic range. You might see less clipping in lights. There could be softer highlight face roll off. The shadows of my shirt are now lifted while lifting your spirit, by the way. And you may notice that, this is not better, really, is it? It might be, and I might just be like, wow, that's so much better. That could happen, I'm aware of that. And when you go outside, it's like, okay, wow, look at that. I'm not clipping the sky and I'm exposed, and it helps. Dynamic range is pretty cool, but there's something missing with two cameras, Pocket 4P and Sony FX5. You have a much better dynamic range than usual, but you're still clinical hell. Extramuse reached out to me saying they're gonna send me their 2 Pro, which is basically a Pocket 4P. It's the same exact thing, likely the same company. I didn't even know that. I was just like, oh, that's pretty similar. That's weird. Huh? No copyright strikes on you. So they're going to one day, but right now they're saying there's delays. Whoops. Sorry. Seems like everyone else has one, but whatever. They're holding my version off right now, but one day I will see it and I will prove the madness that Fuji's better. I bet you the Luna looks better. Just every pocket I've seen versus the Luna, I prefer the Luna image. Yes, I'm a Insta360 shill bitch, but I like what I see. It's like warmer, better exposed face. It's just like happier face. Fuji Film Sims, it's like Luna's better. But every chart would say the opposite. Look at this. Left brain. Carve out the left side with an ice cream scoop, you piece of shit. It's just marketing. That's all it is. Like, they reached some interesting dynamic range spec somehow with low-fic technology, whatever the hell that is. And it works, but it's still over-sharpened and over-saturated and digital looking. It's not like, oh, this is like a Blackmagic OG. Oh my God. OG has way less dynamic range, but it's a filmic look. Special sensor, the Fairchild company, they need to come back in business and save us from the giants. But if they don't, we're stuck with this on paper dynamic range that doesn't equal the cinema. Your movie sticky floor, what happened to it? Where's my pop on the floor? Excuse me, can you clean this? I don't want him to. I like the theater. So all your stupid tests where you have a window and you're gonna open it, it's like, oh my God, bro, you have no dynamic range. Did you know that? Just thought I'd let you know. Wow, that does not look right. Huh? Oh, welcome to the cinema, by the way. So now, oh, mister, I'm in the shade. Look at my window. I'm winning. I win in the end. Fuji always wins. So we stopped it on down. We brightened the light. We're bringing the background into your heart. We're in manual focus because I know Fuji at this Tony Acher will just shrink in on you. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's something special about the Canon C70 image, and it is the dynamic range. That's why it's so good. But that doesn't mean your Pocket 4P with more dynamic range looks better. It's not better, it's worse still. But like on a chart, your chart looks better, but the C70, God, I missed that thing. I looked back, all the gifts and all the things I've bought and sold, there's only two things that I just really regret selling. The Canon C70 and the Fuji GFX 100S. And the Fuji was medium format. It just looked so ridiculously stupid. Medium format with these like Tony 0.95 autofocusing Canon EF lenses. It was like, oh my God, this is fun. That, and it had terrible dynamic range. For a medium format, like it was a video afterthought. If Fuji ever does a low megapixel medium format, look out. DJI medium format, low megapixel, I can't even imagine it in my mind. I would faint. Even if I was dreaming, I would be sucked out of the dream into hell where I belong. So it's like that and the C70, it's just, you can't beat that C70, and it's probably because of the dynamic range, but the skin tones were good. The internal NDs, those could be useful at times. The autofocus was good enough in here, but you go outside, then you lose everything. But like with the DJI, the super dynamic range, you lose the frame rates. Nothing ever does like above 4K 60 with this super DJI. So as long as you're happy with that, that's cool. But like the Pocket 3 has like so many marketing gimmicks. They're like, we have 17 stops of dynamic range, 4K 240p, and a 60mm lens, and none of them work together. You gotta pick and choose one or the other. It's not that, oh, 17 stops without the telephoto or 4K 240. Okay, so we get rid of that. I can do 4K, not with the telephoto. Don't quote me on that. So it's like there's a lot of picking and choosing over there in the DJI factory. But our little clipped highlights, the end of the world, I just clipped from here up is now zebra clipping. And we're friendly shutter speed now. I chose wrong. So it's like, oh no, This is unwatchable now. It's unwatchable for many reasons, but not because it's clipping. But is this shot the end of the world because the whole window is now clipping? Oh no, he doesn't know how to expose his face and the window. You're right. You're partly right, mostly right. We're shutter 500 now. I don't know what I'm doing, but the point is, dynamic range is awesome, but X-Trans sensor technology is way beyond low-fic. Canon C70's DJI way outmatches the Sony FX5's version of it. It's not the same at all. C70 is like, wow, that's filmic. Even the C80 can't match it. C50, not even close. C4 doesn't even exist. FX5, you're a expensive Prius in a Honda world. And no, you're not 16-bit. That's also a marketing gimmick. It's 16-bit linear, which like equals into like 12-bit. It's not even matching my 14-bit Fuji if we're being real. So it's like, you're not what you think you are. Oh, 16-bit. Anyone saying that doesn't understand science, nor do I, but I believe that Sony is shady and they're not telling us what's the real deal. It was never 16-bit. Red does 16-bit, not Sony. They're lying to you in your face and you're taking it. Fuji autofocus. So what do you think? Are we being marketed to and we're falling for it? I think that's what's really happening, and we're not getting more cinema, we're getting less, if anything. More clinical, less fun. So I'll be leaving now. Thank you for agreeing down below. Thank you for your Bitcoin technology. Who won the battle today? Was it little boy in standard with no dynamic range setting, DR100, or Super Pop? Bigfoot. Subscribe for more.